What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. As you can see, I'm incredibly excited. I cannot stop smiling, so it seems like. We're checking out S-Class by Stray Kids. For those who might be wondering about the album reaction, we'll be doing it the same way we did the Maxident album reaction. We'll be checking out each of the music videos as they come out, and then whatever songs are left, we'll be checking those out in a separate video somewhere down the line once we are done with the individual music videos. So I don't know anything about any of the songs. I haven't checked out any of the Unveil track videos, the mashup video. I know that they exist, but I didn't react to them or watch them at all. Same with S-Class. I caught half of the first teaser and then I really tried to fight the urge to watch the entire teaser, so I just signed out, and I basically know nothing aside from some of the outfits. With Lino looked really cool. That's pretty much the only thing that I think I know. So I'm very excited about this one. So let's get into it. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're interested in some extra Stray Kids reactions, consider checking out the Patreon, where we have Kingdom Legendary War, Skizzy Code. I believe we are at episode 22 or 23. We just finished off the Skizzyful Days in Jeju, that whole series, as well as Kingdom Week, which is part of Kingdom Legendary War. And also we have the Stray Kids Survival Show, which was a lot of fun if you enjoy see me get annoyed and talk shit about JYP. But in any case, there's also some live performances like the Mama performance with Stray Kids and some other stuff relating to award shows from last year. If you want to check all of that stuff out and find out exactly what it is available, you can check out the Patreon. You do not have to sign up in order to see the tier and the full list of all of the available reactions. But if you see something on that list that you may find intriguing and want to check out, consider subscribing, and let's get into it. Oh, damn, that looks like a movie. Oh, Lord. Really? You're whistling? Oh my... Oh, what the... Oh, goblins, right? Serpent Road. S-Class, like we're S tier basically. Ooh. What the f- What the fuck was that? What? We just like transitioned to like 90s rap or something? What? The transition visually was awesome, but like the switch up. Can we take it? That choreography. Like the dynamics of it and how pointy and like so precise, and like it reminds me in part of something like God's Menu, some of that choreography, like in terms of how sharp it is, if that makes any sense. Let's take it back.
Clean it up, get back. Kick it.
That kick was nice. Oh. Is that... Wait, was that different versions? Yeah, holy... What the f... Yeah, that makes sense with the trailer. That transition was dope. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh. I feel like a lowrider car needs to pass through there. Damn, that was awesome. Okay. Oh my god, that is so fucking cool. Oh. Oh my. Ian smiled there. Holy shit. Stay nice. What the? They literally just froze time? What the fuck? Oh, that was... Oh, Hyunjin, you... Exquisite bastard. Wait, no, that's a... Hold up, what the fuck just happened? We're special, yeah. Make what's opaque clear, reflect upon it. Holy shit, like the... What the fuck? Holy... Oh my god. Oh my... And it goes back to darkness. Oh my god, that was so fucking cool. That was amazing. What the f— I'm gonna be brutally honest. Before going back into this again, I just looked up some stuff on Twitter. Because as I was going through the music video the first time around, we saw like the blue flames, which is like reminiscent of Thunderous with the goblins. There's something as far as when we saw 3 versions of Stray Kids that looked like something out of Circus, potentially. There was also something of them on the street in the night shot. It actually looked very similar to something from Maniac. Apparently, this music video goes much further than that and references a whole bunch of stuff from God's Menu to Christmas Evil with Lino and Bangchan driving that vehicle. There's a lot of, there's even a reference to Mira as well, which is really, really cool. We're gonna go through all of that again, and I'll just make sure by actually seeing it with my own eyes. But the thing that is really, really interesting to me is like this octopus monster that is low-key kind of cute, but at the same time, it has a giant eye. In the previous concepts of Stray Kids, whether it was with Maniac, there was like this giant brain, as far as like your own brain going out of control, turning yourself into a maniac unless you kind of like let yourself go in a society that wants you to be normal and wants to suppress you. You're going insane, loose screw, and all that kind of stuff. In Maxident with Case 143, we have the hearts, which is like the heart that I cannot understand, with the cops version of Stray Kids, who are trying to solve this mystery case of like this crime scene. There's two versions of Stray Kids, ones that are madly almost like in love, in one version that doesn't understand the heart. So it made a lot of sense with the hearts and all of those characters with the giant hearts. Here we have an octopus with a giant eye, and it's almost like it's limbs. It's like an eye it's like an all-seeing eye in a way. It's like almost kind of like reminds me of like some Big Brother type shit, as far as like being seen everywhere. Is that like a representation of not being able to be yourself because of everyone who is watching, being afraid of being yourself because there's like an all-seeing eye with all of these limbs that can basically reach anyone and everyone? And there was a really funny scene of Sungmin minding his own business with his headphones on while the sea monster is basically like tearing everyone up, which was really, really cool in terms of like, one, it made me think of the sound, the song, the sound that goes around the entire world and everything. And like Stray Kids initially almost like equating themselves to like this experiment, which if you watch the survival show, maybe kind of. At the same time, it made me think of like music is like the distraction. Music is what made me forget about everything that is happening behind me, which is a cool symbolism as far as like ignoring hate and focusing on the things that I love the most. They also say, they literally mentioned the fandom would stay. Which is absolutely incredible. Stray Kids, I've got special forces behind me. So Stray Kids as a whole, it's like one for all and all for one, or vice versa. But also part of that all is the fandom itself. So it's almost like the special forces are legitimately stay fighting for them, with them, as far as like if something gets said about any of the guys, we know how passionate the fandom is, and that they will do anything within their power to fight whatever negativity is being thrown at any one of the guys, which is dope. Also, the fact that in Thunderous, the Men in Black were basically haters that Stray Kids was kind of like annihilating with the thunder and everything. Here, those Men in Black are special forces. It's almost like no longer focusing on the negativity from our side, as far as like, yeah, we got haters, but we don't really care. There's bigger things at play, which is like this all-seeing eye, which is almost like the hate that is kind of like unavoidable, and all of the limbs represent the fact that it could come from any place, and that eye is so big that it sees everything, and you basically almost like have no privacy, or you are afraid of being kind of like yourself because of you might get judged, or someone will say something stupid to you and kind of like throw a wrench in your road. There's also an interesting visual and lyrics. First of all, like the whole freeze frame with the trash basically like flying all around him. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a mention, a throwback to something like Freeze potentially, and despite all of the trash that is flowing all around us, it's not going to stop us. Shining People, that's our intro. We're special. Like nothing is going to stop us, no matter what you think of us potentially. I'm not really sure, but there's an interesting visual of Felix taking off his sunglasses, and the visuals go from dark with the sea monster and the special forces fighting it to Felix being in like this pool with a bunch of kids and adults just having fun. It's almost like those special forces are the people that are having fun at the pool, kind of. So it's in a way like Stray Kids saving Stay and vice versa, in terms of being there for each other, or maybe not focusing on the world through a negative eye and just seeing darkness and hatred potentially. I'm not really sure. There's also a really interesting part when Felix and Han join forces And then we see all of Stray Kids together. And then we see the fast car exploding and it gets reversed. Stray Kids are evolving and, you know, growing at such a rapid pace that, you know, 9 times out of 10, when you have so much success, it could be like an accident bound to happen, waiting to happen with the amount of success and like all the toxicity that comes along with being so popular. And maybe it like represents their camaraderie, like saving each other, and maybe something that relates to Stay as well. I'm not sure, to be honest. Let's take it back. Damn, looking like a fucking anti-hero here. This reminds me of Maniac for sure.
Clean it up, get back. Kick it.
Man, this is so fucking cool because first of all, like the shattering of the mirror, it almost like, it feels like breaking a perception or something in a way, which kind of makes me think a little bit of Maniac. The fact that Hyunjin is the one who's there, who's breaking that mirror, kind of like reminds me of something like Lonely Street, because Hyunjin was someone in that music video who had like fears. I believe the entire music video focused on like the various fears of Stray Kids, and with Hyunjin it was like focusing on his own beauty more than his talent, which we know he has an immense amount of. So it's almost like breaking that perception, no longer looking into his own reflection, and breaking, like shattering the perception basically that he had of himself because of maybe, you know, the hate got to his head. But also the fact that when the mirror gets shattered, we see like those goblin, I believe it's Korean goblins, if I'm not mistaken, is the actual name, which is a throwback to Thunderous, of course. And even, oh my god, the guard on the horse, that's something from God's Menu, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that hat in God's Menu. There's also a cake, so, oh, it's actually, I do think it's God's Menu. There's someone levitating? What the fuck? In a scuba diving suit? Okay. There's, oh, fuck. I'm so confused by all the throwbacks, but I'm not sure what the scuba diving suit means. Let me know in the comment section if you know. But also the scene with Bangchan and cleaning out the trash with the garbage car and Lino literally kicking it. That was so fucking cool. And the kick, that was a very, very nice kick.
Clean it up, get back. Kick it.
Damn. Okay, this is definitely reminiscent. Even like the car there, it's very reminiscent, and even like this pre-chorus reminds me a little bit now of God's Menu. And the serpent road is really, really interesting. Like a serpent, like a snake basically. So the road is almost like uneven, and you're swerving, and it's kind of like going out of control, which is why the car by the end explodes, but then it gets reversed. So it's almost like seeing a scenario of what could have happened if we were going crazy on that road, speeding like a bunch of maniacs. Anyway, I don't think I'm making any sense. First Class also, I mean, come on. X-Men First Class, an amazing movie. Nice transition. This reminds me of something. Them dancing outside kind of reminds me of some of the shots of them dancing in Scars. Oh, also outside. Damn. Yeah. This is pretty much Circus, I think, a reference with the multiple Stray Kids. This is definitely Maniac related. That's the only thing that I can think of. Red Lights. But also in Maniac we had Red Lights. Oh my god, that is so fucking cool. The nobodies have a habit of jumping on anything that's shiny. That's actually really, really cool. It reminds me of, I think in Thunderous, Hyunjin starts off the second verse, and it leads to a line of "Why you mad? Why you sad? Why you taking me off?" Something along those lines. And then there's literally like a choreography that kind of reminds me of the chorus of S-Class. With I think Han is going into like the super fast verse, and he's like doing like this pointing thing as if it's a knife or something like that. So there's nobodies who have a habit of jumping on anything that's shiny, but be your own fucking star, shine by yourself instead of looking for ways to kind of grab onto someone else's spotlight. Which is why their spotlight, much like the Felix say, they wonder why my spotlight is so big, but because that is my own fucking spotlight. I don't take away from anyone. I create my own opportunity, so you might as well focus on your own shit instead of like jumping on like a hate train or a hype train or whatever the fuck it is. Just focus on your own shit instead of like mind your own business instead of making others feel terrible for doing their own thing. No need for restriction when letting things loose, and make what's opaque clear. So actually kind of like, doesn't Stray Kids have a song called Muddy Waters, which is kind of like also very, very interesting in relation, because you know, make shit clear and reflect upon. That is such a cool double entendre, because things clear water reflects, and you know, even like that mirror that we had in the beginning of the music video with Hyunjin, which he shattered. It's also clear, which is why you can reflect upon it, reflect upon yourself before you reflect upon me, which is also really, really cool. But we all live in a world that is like filled with all of this mindless fog, that we can't make out what is the context, to a point where we don't even bother to figure out what is the context. We just think about what makes me, what would make me stand out, and how can I, you know, put someone down, basically. Like that there's so many people that focus more on getting popular based off of hating on someone rather than being popular for being yourself or doing your own thing without harming anyone. So that's really, really cool. Really cool double entendre with the reflect upon what is clear. That is so fucking cool. Let's take it back. I think this reaction is going to be pretty long. Shit. No regrets. This is awesome. Oh. Them turning off as the sound effects kind of like shut down. IDONMZ Studios is also really cool because we have Sriracha, self-produced, all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's a nod to that too, but like the whole hip-hop vibe is so fucking dope. Han with a vest is cool. I also like the fact that they say all of these things, the nobodies that look around for things to stick to things that are shiny, instead of being the one who's supposed to shine by themselves and not chasing someone, as we basically have like this car for a checkup. Like that vehicle crashed at the end of the music video because it was out of control, and the out of control is like the metaphor of not focusing on your own shit. Kind of. Yeah, there's an easier way to shine. That's much easier to show off. Shine like a diamond. Yeah, that's really, really cool. It's interesting that we don't see the actual car, we see the inside of the car. This is cool. That's a really cool shot because Lino deserves all of the praise in the world, but also as far as like this is kind of like stay being there for them in this fight against the giant octopus. I think the truck was supposed to be a reference to Christmas Evil, from what I saw. The choreography of the actual star is fucking dope. Okay, Ian smiling like that. I haven't watched the music video, but I think the thumbnail has a very similar looking smile with Macne on top, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. And there's fire in the thumbnail too. So that's actually kind of interesting. Plus the whole duality that they expressed in the 5-star trailer. It's like, except it's not necessarily like accepting all of the sides to me. It's just showing the evolution of me. Damn. All is my work, that's cool. This is definitely Maniac kind of related, I think.
We're special, yeah.
There's a literal car floating in the air, and then the car in the shop is being put down to the ground. I don't know what that reminds me of. I think that there were a bunch of floating stuff in the Maniac right before that final chorus when we saw that giant brain, and all of Stray Kids were kind of like maybe... Wait, were some of them floating? I'm not sure. Then they literally had the choreography of like their hands going down like that, which is... I'm interested in seeing how they came up with this choreography, because it's... This is beautiful. Oh, wait. The car going down to the ground, could that be that Stay helped keep Stray Kids grounded, kind of? And all Stray Kids all together, because they were humble as fuck from day one when Bangchan came up with Stray Kids originally, and JYP tried to fuck with it and created a whole show out of it and made these boys suffer. I didn't forget. Damn. That was so cool, the camera working. Oh my god. They are literal fire. And the fireworks, holy shit. explosions. Damn, Lino. Damn. And then it goes back to Dark, which is really, really cool too, which... Ah, man, this is so fucking dope. I don't know what else to say. This was amazing. I love this chorus so much. The pre-chorus, the switch up with Chungbin and Han's verse, the hip-hop vibes, like very old school. Like the melody, the instrumental almost made me think of like the low rider cars like bumping up and down. It was so fucking dope. I didn't realize some of the stuff on the first watch with even like the car floating in the air with IN through the window, and the car actually being put down at the shop where they were all dancing, and we saw the car's parts and like the truck that that Bangchan was driving. We only saw like almost like the blueprint of it, which was also really, really interesting. I'm just gonna say that these guys fucking delivered this comeback. I was so hyped, and I didn't know even what my expectations were. But whatever they were, like they were so high that I didn't even know how to explain how hyped I am for this music video. And somehow they managed to surpass those expectations to such a degree that, you know, I'm legitimately blown away. I don't know what else to say. Like, the production on the song was incredible. The styling here was incredible. Incredible. The CGI, the camera work, all of those bullet time, those freeze motions, and all that kind of stuff was just absolutely incredible. All of these various throwbacks and nods to previous music videos, and by all means, I'm 100% sure that I missed some, because as much as I love Stray Kids and I have a decent playlist to Stray Kids, there's still so many music videos that I haven't checked out by them. So I definitely missed some stuff, and feel free to let me know. But this song was definitely 5 stars, and it was definitely a S tier, for sure. This is one of the most fun songs I've checked out this year, and it is going to be replayed so many fucking times today. But for now, I cannot wait to edit this reaction and get it out to you guys. So if I made any sense throughout this reaction, let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this reaction and me kind of like losing my mind and just talking nonsense potentially for what might be a 40-minute reaction, comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a wonderful weekend. Until the next music video for Stray Kids, I'll catch you all then. See ya.